Yo, back on the trade recap. This is the fourth trade recap. Hit trade, hit TP during this morning. I had a bullish bias coming into the market at around 9:30. Had bullish bias, bullish narrative, and so I'll show you guys how I hit the trade. Hit TP made around. Let me check. Made $680. 1 to 1. So let's show you guys how that played out. Now I'm starting on the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, we are tapping out of this. Okay. Yeah, on the 1 hour, tapping out of this bullish provide gap, which gave me the narrative that we're going to be bullish in the morning. But also, we need to consider that we're also resting in this bearish provide gap, and we had a little reaction to this. But besides that, this move up had got me into thinking that bullish narrative would be a good way to go this morning. And so I had that down. This is my narrative. And on the 15-minute, I look for my condition saying where if I inverse any, depending on market conditions, if I inverse any 15-minute gaps, then I maybe should be able to start looking for liquidity down below me and gaps, unmitigated gaps below me, and liquidity resting down there instead of the buy side liquidity on top. So if in any case that would happen, I would be looking to take shorts instead of longs, but that did not happen. So I stayed true to my bias and I hit longs hit longs for TP. I think I just said if any inverse I should take short longs, but no, I was talking about my bad. That's my fault. I should have said taking shorts, because if we inverse any of these gaps, like depending on like what's going on, how price is moving, then I would be looking for shorts instead of longs. But I stayed true to my bias and I still hit longs. Did I just say the same thing again? Alright, it doesn't matter. Alright, so 15-minute, we're here, right? Respecting bullish. So if we're respecting bullish, that means we're respecting bearish. And yeah, we're in this 15-minute for value gap. And respecting bullish, we have all this liquidity up here. We have intermediate highs, which is going to be my true objective, because this is where price is most likely to bounce off of. So this is where you wanted to be in TP. So we have our intermediate high, which is our true objective in this bearish key level right here. And so that's giving me an objective that price can be able to hit since I'm taking longs today. On the 5-minute, not much. We're also bouncing off these bullish for value gaps. Another time frame I could use as conditions and as how I said on the 15-minute, and also this could also work on the 5-minute, that depending on price action and whatnot, inversing some gaps or disrespecting one side, like bearish or like either bullish or something like that, could affect the way that you'll take the trade in the morning. So for me, none of those conditions happened to be this morning, and I took longs instead of shorts today. And so now on the 1 minute, I'm going to show you guys how this trade played out. So true objective up here, so we would want to be taking profit upwards. Okay, now back on the 1 minute. This is 9. Okay, 1 minute, I'm looking for my true objective, right? Let's see on the 15-minute real quick. It's a bit unclear. Interesting. I swear I could have saw one, but I think that was like the 1 hour. Yeah, because we have intermediate highs up here. We actually hit those highs already. intermediate high right there. Pretty sure there's another intermediate high in this little spot of price action. Just can't find it. Oh, where is it? It's there's no. Could have swore there was. Unless I'm referring to this high right here, but if anything, that's like kind of, it's like outside the fair value gap by like probably like, I don't even know how much. Whatever that, you know what I mean? Like, it's really small, but let me check real quick and see my trade, just so I could make this look like the trade I took this morning. Oh, okay, I'm wrong. It wasn't even this. It was actually it was already just like my true objective all up here. So that's what I was gonna use to be in profit. So I'll show you guys real quick. Start with this little manipulation down, and now we have our distribution right here. I guess it kind of was an AMD model today, right? We have our accumulation, our manipulation, and our distribution, and I happened to catch that distribution so that was pretty good trade I took today. So I can see bullish gap, but I'm not gonna worry about this because I'm not taking shorts. So until the bearish gap is inverse, that's gonna be my entry, right? We inverse both of these, but I'm not looking for shorts. I'm looking for longs. So I'm gonna keep moving. We create this little bearish gap, and here is my entry, and I put it at the high, the true objective, and put the stop at the low. These lows down here. Then I add my long projection tool, position tool. And then as you can see, I do end up hitting TP, which then end result after hitting this intermediate high, this true objective and a key level, we fall back down like that. And so this true objective was really helpful. It showed me where price was really going to go, because this is the intermediate high, as you can see. So I'll explain why this was my true objective. As I saw we were bullish, I was looking for intermediate highs, liquidity above me, not below me, because I was not going to take shorts. I was going to take longs because we're bullish. So I was looking above me, and what did we have on the 15-minute? I look on the 15-minute, and we have this bearish gap right here. I don't know why it's not loading. Okay, we have this bearish gap here on the 15-minute, and we have a high resting in the gap. So we would call this an intermediate high, and that is because it's a liquidity level resting inside a key level, right? So that would be our true objective. All these other highs that aren't in a key level is just noise. It's distraction, right? That's why haven't been using the session. It's called the session like liquidity, like session stuff like that, because ultimately it's all of those names. You have London, Asia, New York AM, New York PM. I feel like it's a lot, right? Causes lots of distractions. And if you watch PB Theory's video on liquidity, they do a great job at explaining this, a better job than I can do. But I'm showing you as like the base level of what they taught me. But yeah, session liquidity, all that stuff. It's all just noise. As you can see, if I could turn this back on, New York AM's high is actually in this gap. So that doesn't mean just because you don't use it anymore, like um it still helps, like it's not useless. Then I don't know, because even though, well, it really doesn't need a name, right? Like you could, intermediate high would probably be more important than saying a London low or London high. And obviously this intermediate high is New York AM's high. So it's not completely, like it kind of distracts you from like what it really is. Like, yeah, it's not New York AM highs, but it's really an intermediate high, you know. And so intermediate highs and intermediate lows just show you, just like cut the distraction, and they get right to the point. Right, we have this liquidity level and the key level, and as you can see, we reject off this point because we hit this level, and it's in the key level, like, right. So until we hit this point, like we or after we hit this point, we're not gonna know what price is gonna do, right? But most likely this is the highest probability on where price will either reject, or if anything, keep going up. So yeah. So I'll show you guys back on the 1 minute, just like to trade real quick. So yeah, hit TP right here. Hit longs. Yep. Okay. And that is a trade I took today. That is a trade recap of the day. I hope you guys had a good trading day today. I know this post is gonna be a little bit late, but it's okay, right? Hope you guys have a good weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Break 2 day break from the trade, from the market, from the chart, and then I'll keep up with you guys on Monday, and I'll show you guys how I did. See ya.